Hello, amazing people. Welcome to the Master Pop-Up class. I want to talk today about nerves and fear. Nerves and fear happens at any level. It doesn't matter how many years you've been acting. It doesn't matter how many credits you have. It doesn't matter. That's going to kick in regardless because it's a big component of being a performer. So what does fear and anxiety come from? Well, first thing first, why don't we look at it as excitement? Okay? So let's just start languaging it as excitement. Maybe overly excited. Maybe so excited that it's really tripping out your system. And let's also look at it as what causes fear and anxiety. Well, the biggest proponent to fear and anxiety is not knowing what you are doing. If you know what you're doing, then you will just go and do it. But if there is a question mark at all, like in any part of your audition, at any point, then fear and anxiety has a place to eke its way through because you've left a crack open for it to show up. So I'm asking all of you to really take the jump off at 90% extremely serious. If you create your jump off at 90% and you stay in the feeling, you're not going to have time and energy to pick up other people's stuff. When you pick up other people's stuff, it's because you didn't do enough homework. Every single crack in your homework has to feel seamless. So when you go to perform, it's seamless. So it's like you're on a stream of consciousness. And you leave and you're done and you don't even know what happened because you were so in the gooey center of it. But you're not going to be in the gooey center of it if you keep starting at zero. So if a scene always starts in the middle, then why are you starting at zero? And what does that mean exactly? That means that you're starting your work at the beginning instead of it already going. So for instance, let's say a character is having a breakdown at the top of the scene. Now, theater actors will say, oh God, I can't do it all the way because then I have nowhere to go. That's what theater actors will say. Well, if it's film and television, it's written that way, then you have to do it that way because it doesn't mean it's staying that way the whole time. So if you're one of those people, then you're coming in at a 5-6 and somebody just took your job. So it's like running on those treadmills at the airport. You know, like at the airport, I call them really big treadmills. I know they're walkways, and we thank God for them sometimes when our gate is on the other side of the airport. But I call them big treadmills. And those never end. I don't think they ever get shut down. So why don't you look at your opening emotion like one of those big treadmills? You jump on and you're going. Don't start from the beginning. If we're jumping in the middle, why are you starting at the beginning? Respect your work and know what it needs at the top. And so nerves comes from not knowing what you're doing, not knowing the depth of the emotion is at the top, the 90%, okay? And falling through the cracks along the way because you ran your scene and you didn't section it. Sectioning your scene as in beginning, middle, end, and then working your transitions. So if you're falling out in your homework, please don't be surprised that you're falling out on your self-tape or your callback. Don't be surprised. You fell out in your homework. So don't lie to yourself. If you fall out in your homework, clean it up. Don't keep running it and running it thinking that, oh, that's how I'm going to get it. You're only going to be as good as your homework. My job is to teach you how to do great homework so they can see your phenomenal talent. I will bet my bottom dollar that you will never feel fear if you set up that opening emotion and you clean up all the holes in your homework. Because then you'll know what you're doing along the way. What am I doing is a very important guideline. You go, I am you guys. Most of the guidelines was built because of television auditions for me. Because of corporate energy. You just used to kill me. So if you don't have the environment and you don't have your opening emotion and you're not clear about the energy, not personalization, the energy of the other person that you're dealing with, then you're going to be acting by yourself and then you'll get nervous and fall out. Come on, guys. We're actors. We're so good at creating our imaginary, our imaginations are so amazing. We're great at it. A lot of us spent a lot of time in our room by ourselves creating shit. Anybody spend time in your room creating shit? Yeah. It's just us. Like, I didn't even need a toy. You know what I'm saying? It was always stuff to do. Am I right? Go like this. Go like this. Am I right? There was always stuff to do. As a creator, as an actor, my room was very small growing up, but my friends used to come over, we played music and create dance steps. And we were dancing it out in my room, creating scenes, creating skits, always creating something. Didn't need the computer or a phone or a game. Well, bring that into your audition. Insulate yourself in your world and the people that you're creating so you can create. And then when you're fortunate enough to get on set and you guys are able to rehearse, because most people don't rehearse, but when you're able to rehearse on a set, then that's going to be an amazing time. But I'm actually training you for what the realistic thing is. They're not rehearsing. They're not processing. They're blocking. The star is not going to work with you. You're on your own again. So that's why I'm training you to be on your own. But yet live in the world of your imagination so you always know what you're doing, feeling, and saying, and you don't get nervous because you're already there. All of you should be on the actorstoolbox.net watching videos. The actorstoolbox.net watching videos. You have to become obsessed with becoming a working actor. You have to be obsessed. You were obsessed to learn how to act. Why aren't you obsessed to learning how to book? I mean, what is that about? Make sure that you have the audiobook. It's me yelling at you chapter by chapter. Newton, you have the audiobook. I could tell by your face.
I just want to thank you, Amy, for always giving us those tools that are so pivotal. And sometimes we, forget. No matter how many times we learn it or think we know it, we always have to hear it, and that's why the resources that you provide us are very helpful. So just want to say thank you. And like you said, the nerves and fear do not leave. I remember Carson, right? In the Carson show, he said every night I would, have to, go backstage and let out the energy so it doesn't go away. So it's best to just learn how to embrace it. And I like how you said reframe it as excitement, and that'll kind of help you settle the nerves. So thank you.
Say, tell everybody what show that you're on.
I'm on United States of Al. I'm recurring as a guest star. It's great. It's fun, and every time I'm there, the producers just love me, and there's always just positive energy. So it's good to be there.
Yeah, what you said about the nerves hit so deep. And I find for me, my nerves get extra heightened when I worry about like getting it right and trying to be perfect.
Let me give you a tool, okay? I feel that if you can change up what you want to get right, why not change it up to getting the emotions right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you be perfect about the emotions than about the lines. The lines will come. And the best way to study lines is to talk around them and spend a lot of time on the other person's lines. How does my character hear? It's guideline 10. How does my character hear what the other character is saying from my character's point of view? How do I hear it? So if you are actively listening to what they really said, then you'll know why your line comes next.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be so obvious. You have to be a seeker of truth. Because if you are a mirror to real life, then you better be the most truthful ever. Otherwise, that's not real life, is it? So most of your time needs to be spent marinating. Section out your script, turn it over, and marinate. Use your imagination, take yourself on a journey into the life of who this character is. How much fun is that? And you know, marination can happen when you're walking your dog, when you're taking a bath, when you're working out. You don't have to be sitting at your desk or studying the whole time, you know? Because most of your studying is to get it in your body. Because if it's not in your body and in your bones, it doesn't exist, then I can't guarantee a definite booking. Because either you're that character or you're not. And the reason why somebody could see it is because it's in your bones. And you guys know when you've played characters that have resonated so hard.